Hi guys, and welcome to Rathwulven Bushcraft. Today I have a mini tutorial for you. It's about making your own fishing gear, and I'm just going to talk about the so-called Gorge hook, which is my favorite because it's easy to carve, every beginner can do it, and you will catch fish with that. So if you're curious on how to build your own fishing gear from natural materials, just stay tuned, off we go. Alright, before we get busy carving one of these hooks ourselves, let me just show you my personal interpretation of this hook. I always use barbs on both sides. Those are not particularly meant to hook the fish, but more to mount the bait on top of that hook, because you might want to wrap a worm around that, or maybe use some corn that you put on, and in order to have it stay in place, you would need to carve those barbs. I recommend doing so because it makes your life a lot more easy. And yeah, just for the principle of how this hook actually works, imagine my hand being the mouth of the fish, just like so. Fish comes along, takes the bait like so, and the hook twists inside the mouth. So basically what we would get is that twisted hook in there, so we can pull out the fish like so, see? It's a very simple but very effective technique. Please, one more thing before you actually go and carve these and use these, make sure you check your local laws on whether this type of fishing hook is actually allowed for usage, because there are countries like, for example, Germany, that in my opinion, or as far as I know, do not allow that. So you could better do some research before you get into trouble. Nevertheless, start carving anyway, just for practice. If you're not allowed to use them, just discard them, because the skill will be obtained anyway. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get going and carve one of these ourselves. Alrighty? Okay. So to get our hook done, we just need a twig. I prefer to use birch, because in my opinion, once it's dry, it's solid enough to hold smaller fish. I'm not after big game like catfish or so, because in my opinion this method is not meant for that. It's more a method to go catch rudd, or maybe roach, maybe tiny carp, or comparable type of fish. So a twig of that size is sufficient to carve your tool. And to get started with the hook, we basically just need to build a flat type of basic shape. And for that, we're just subtracting material like so. See? We're making this end flat, and then the other end too. Just like so, see? This is the basic shape for our hook. What I'm always doing is making sure that we have a lot of space here, because once we start subtracting material here to get the pointy ends, we will lose a lot of the material from the twig, see? So it's good to just be very generous in your way of carving, and by making sure that you're just carving like 10 centimeters in length, for example, so that you can subtract more material at the edges. As you can see, I'm just using diagonal cuts right now, just to subtract this material, and all by itself it will get into a pointy shape. See? This is rather basic, but you can just do longer strokes here just to make it a little more smooth. See? And you're already getting the rough outline of your hook. What we're doing then is turning the twig around and just doing the same thing on the other side. As you can see, we already have the rough outline of our hook, but if you take a look at the diameter of that hook, this is more suitable for catfish, because the fish would have to have a really big mouth to catch that. So what you're going to do is you're basically subtracting more material on the edges, so that your hook is getting smaller, basically shrinking like so. So once we have the desired size of our hook, we can work on the barbs. And it's a pretty simple technique. We're doing a stop cut, like so. Just go right into the wood, and then just cut in diagonally like so, and as you can see, we already got the first barb right here. I'm not working with a lot of precision right now because I have to make sure that this stays in focus for you so you can see this. But if you take your time, you can make those barbs very, very beautifully. See? And you can get nice edges in there that will hold your bait. And you basically continue on both sides and just do the stop cut again, go in diagonally and just make sure that you get this very fine edge, see? And this will help you in mounting your bait and also in hooking the fish. Very simple. Once you're done with the design of your barbs, you basically take the tip of your knife, put it right in the middle like so, and then you start turning. So we're basically drilling in a hole like so. Make sure you're really careful while doing so, that you don't puncture the wood and just stab yourself right like this, see? You could go right through the wood and basically put that tip right into your palm, and that's not good. So what we're doing is we're trying to hold it like so, and then we're just slowly turning the blade. Make sure that the cutting edge of your blade is doing the work, and just take your time with this because you don't need to apply a lot of force. You just continue turning, and by that movement, as you can see, it subtracts the material automatically. It might take a while, but it's worth it because the more thorough you work, the better this hook is going to hold onto whatever kind of string you're using for that. Once you're done drilling the hole, you basically just insert your cordage material. I'm just using a vine here for demonstrational purposes. Very simple. Tie it up and you're done. Alright, as I said, pretty simple technique. Everybody can learn it, even beginners. Just go out and start carving. Just experiment a little. Maybe do your own variety. If you want to share some feedback, also leave a comment below. If you're carving your hooks in a different way, I'm always eager to learn how you do it. So please share this information with me and all the other viewers. And yeah, for now, I would leave it for that. I will go give this a try right now because I'm out at the lake in this wonderful, lovely, rainy autumn weather. Let's see if we can catch some fish. I hope you like watching this video. If you did, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you give me a thumbs up. And I hope to see you next time. Have a good day, enjoy the outdoors, and see you next time. Bye bye.